Good morning, this is Yangjiezi Huang and my student ID is Z51034669, who is presenting my video reflection for the specialized translation course. My reflection will begin with introduce my background for you and show you how I qualified with job I choose and with the details for my expertise and recent experience with different types of contexts. And finally, I will present a view of my professional development and next step. Here, I will introduce my background. I have a language background in language and I graduated from Guizhou Medical University in China. And now I am currently studying for a Master for Translation at the University of South Wales. My first language is Chinese and English is my second language. However, I have been learning it for more than 12 years. During the time of my undergraduate and postgraduate time, I have developed the language and intercultural communication skills, and what's more, I was focused on the translation for many years. And I have experience for translating different types of contexts, including medical, legal, media, tourism, and technicum. Here is the job I have choose. I will be a translator in the World Health Organization. This is all good fit for your advertised profiles as translator with the World Health Organization. Given my advanced knowledge of translation and my ability to manage information and communicate effectively, and I also can work independently and can work as a team member. This job will also improve the capacity to work consistently and under pressure, and the knowledge of quality and assessment standard will be improved. Lastly, I will proficient with the software and the translation technology such as MemoQ, which I believe it will be improved more. In terms of expertise, I would work for the weekly translation for different types of contexts, including legal, tourism, media, and economics. And recently, I have focused on specialized texts, including technical, scientific, and legal and commercial. And throughout the different types and areas of the context, consistent commitment to quality assessment, and I have reflected on my translation process. Here are some examples for the specialized texts I have translated recently. The first one is a product's introduction for the Philips, and the second one is the course for the ABS students in the University of New South Wales. And example 3 is the details for pre-treatment technology. And example 4 is the instruction for pacemaker, which is a medical device. And then I will talking about the process of my translation. Firstly, I will analyze the context by analyzing who is our audience and client, and then the purpose of the context. Then I would analyze the source text, including some very difficult sentence and the structure of the article. And then I will use some resources to give a backup for my translation. Finally, I will revise my translation to ensure the quality of my translation. Here is an example for me to analyzing the context. Firstly, I was thinking about the text type and the audience of the context. For that example, this context is more like a product introduction, and the audience is a customer who want to buy this product. The purpose of the context is to attract more customers to buy it and give a clear clue for the people who have already buy it how to use it. And in terms of resources, there are many resources I have used before, such as the existing resources, including glossaries, terminologies, and some online databases and device specific materials by companies or organizations, and some research articles, publications, and the website resources, which is the most popular one for me, including Wikipedia and Baidu Bike. And lastly, I will use some images. Here are some examples for the resources I have used before. The first one is a glossary I have used, and the second one is two images about the heart when I translated the medical article. And the third one is I was searching for some tips for the pacemaker at the YouTube. The first one is a reference translation about the legal text. The last one is I would search the identification about the drunk driving on the Wikipedia and Baidu Bike. In terms of techniques, there are two techniques when doing the translation. First one is to translate the source text in a direct way and try to find the equivalence for the target text. Second way, such as using transposition, adaptation, and modulation to deliver the experiential meaning of the source text. However, I will not translate and just keep the experiential meaning. And here is an example I have translated for before. The first one is a direct way. I just translate the elimination in the source text to eliminate in target language. The second one is I keep the meaning of the source text. However, I translated it as a way which is more familiar with the native speaker. Here is some challenging what I met in the specialized translation. At the beginning of the course, there are some difficulties need to be solved, such as choice for the different resources, knowledge of specialized area in both language, and my tutor helps me to identify some grammatic issues, the word choice issue, and the register issue, which is hard for myself to find it. And the feedback I received from the tutor of the last few months and from the fellow translator allows me to identify and share the specialized resources. I have also working on increasing my exposure to specialized texts in both language in different specialized topics. And I have worked with my tutor to identify the repeated grammatic errors and the ways in which I can improve my accuracy. And I will be more confident when need to be choose the different words, and my translation was improved by the daily exercise. Finally, I know how to use the formal and informal ways in different contexts. From here then, I was working on improve the speed, especially being able to analyze the source text and improving accuracy and fluency in revision. and I will continue to explore to specialized texts and topics in order to prepare the NATI accreditation examination and to expand my own experience. Here is a reference for my presentation and my contact details. This is all my presentation. Thank you for listening for my presentation video.